share real quick. I know everybody can still hear me. I don't care. What's up, everyone? This is right before the show, real quick, before I crank in and say, hey, what's up? Are we live, though? Can you see me? Can you see us? Oh, there we go. All right. Boom! Welcome to the Keith Bulka Show. What's going on? My name is Keith. It's been a goddamn minute, let me tell you. But we're back. We're here. Well, two of us are here. Kit, what's going on, bud? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It's good to be back and good to have the show kind of still alive. You know, it didn't go anywhere.
It was the holidays. You moved. Matt moved. There was a whole bunch of just moving going on. Everybody's just getting everything set up. But I think right after today, this should be keep on going type deal. So tonight we're going to be talking about McCafferty. Specifically their lead singer. And I know there might be some of you out there who might say, what's a McCafferty? So we're going to look that up. Second search thing is allegations. So if you can, that could give you a little bit of what we're maybe talking about. So they're an American rock band from Medina, Ohio, my hometown. Nick Hardcop is on vocals. His wife Emily on bass. And that's about everybody who's in the band as of right now. But when they were a full band, they had such people such as Evan Graham, Wes Easterly, and I believe I'm missing somebody here. And Chris
Jenkins.
Yes. So real quick shout outs just through here because I know off the bat. If you guys are looking for any new music or anybody to support, right before we get into anything, I will like to say that Sister Candy, Ola Mesa, and Stiff, all great guys. A couple other ones we have are Fox and Jack Johnson, solo guy. I believe I have his band page as well. These will all be posted after the show. So if anybody wants to know any of this stuff or support anybody at the end of the day, I think one of these local musicians here should be the ones you support. Anyways,
sure.
So going on. So now that we know that they are a band,
hey, I have a band shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
A band formerly known as I have a sticker of theirs somewhere around here. I can't find it right now. Formerly known as Eddie Doldrum. They changed their name to the Swim Fan, SWMFAN. A bunch of guys I was an undergrad with at Akron, and super nice, like kind of indie rock band. Really, really nice band.
Which, indie rock has gotten really big over the years, man.
Oh yeah,
people like
and
the
they
indie
played
rock.
at Happy Dog in Cleveland. And
there you go. One thing I want to point out real quick is years active is right now it's 2018 to present, but might break up soon in parentheses. So that's
for what?
For McCafferty and their years active.
Oh.
So right off the bat, the allegations are going. Oh, we're going to be saying allegations tonight because nothing's gone through a court of law and anything like that. So I just want to save my own ass by saying allegations. You take from this what you will. Anybody of what we say tonight. I hope, if anything, you take from the fact that Ohio has a bunch of talented musicians. It sucks that we're focusing on one, but there's a bunch of talented musicians in Ohio. But anyways, let's just we got to get into it because there's so fucking much to talk about, dude. There's just so much to talk about. So, right off the bat here, there's a little content warning, which I will say, yeah. There is a little bit of a warning
There's some
on tonight's
triggering
show.
words in here, and if you don't like things like rape or racial slurs, then this might be a little bit of a sensitive
Yeah,
content.
it might be a little bit too much for you. But I think that this is something that we should report on. I think this is something that should be talked
Especially
about.
locally. I think that when you
Yeah,
have
I
people
mean,
that are so close to us, we went to high
he
school with
doesn't
some of
live
these
here
people.
anymore. I mean, in
Right.
Medina, but he did. Listen, we're not going to beat around the bush with you guys. We know this guy. We knew this guy from high school. He was somebody we went to class with. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to sit around and be like, yeah, I have no idea who this guy is. Yeah, I knew Nick Hardcop. So, shouts out to Daisy, by the way. Daisy's the former manager of Nick, who is also, she's the one who's come forward with all this information, compiled everything, although it wasn't just her effort, I believe. She is kind of spearheading this right now, so shouts out in that. So the beginning here is basically, in light of everything that's going on, I would like it to be known that nobody should support Nick Hardcop by way or streaming or purchasing his music on any platform. Many people have been asking for alternative ways to still enjoy the music without supporting Nick, and we don't know right now. We have no idea.
So he still makes money off of this, correct?
Through the Spotify plays, through Apple plays, and all this, to my knowledge, which my knowledge should not be taken as the fucking truth. All right, my knowledge should be taken on what I was able to deduce through
kind of a consensus from other people.
You could say consensus, just basically from what I've asked around and what people say is going on. Because, like I said, I haven't talked to anybody at the epicenter of this, so let that just be known right off the bat that I have not talked to Wes, Nick, Daisy, any of these people I've had no contact with whatsoever. But I am close enough between peoples here to where I've still gotten trickle down of what I could get throughout this, because I wanted to get anything I could get on this before I started talking about it. You know what I mean? You don't want to just jump out with this. So
do you know how much he's making off of this still?
Guesstimate wise, what they're saying is that he is making about $8,000 to $9,000 a month on all these plays, and as of right now, what I'm being told is that nobody else is seeing the money from it. It's just him, which once again, allegations, all allegations.
Right.
So I would ask him on my show, but after I've read some of this, I don't think I trust him to be on my show and trust him just with anything. So the main reason why Daisy put this together is basically just to warn everybody about this guy, just to share experiences that happened and all of that. So let's go down here. So McCafferty is an indie punk band. They were well known for having several breakups as a result of their frontman Nick Hardcop. Many of them came about from his penchant for harassing people online and having mental breakdowns. In 2008, Daisy publicly denounced him after he personally harassed me through email, voicemail, and social media, and the band broke up again. He returned later that year, claiming that he worked very seriously on his mental health. The bassist Chris, however, did not come back, and Nick opted to replace him with his current wife. He convinced me to delete my testimony, and I did, not before saving a copy. Viewable below.
Back up your shit. Always keep a copy of something. You can destroy and burn shit in front of people,
right?
But
So
keep a copy. Back yourself up.
Around New Year's 2020, which fucking what?
This was just last
month ago. Yeah, like a month. Wes, which I know Wes too. I do know out of everyone, I know Wes, and I do know Nick. Those are the two that I know of. Everybody else in this band, I don't know of, but I have listened to their music. I definitely like Evan. I really like Evan's guitar work as well. But great musicians is what I'm trying to say. So basically, Brooke, who I believe is Wes's girlfriend, called out Nick for advocating for abuse survivors despite his history of making rape jokes. Then a few weeks later, after that, Evan left too. So in like 2 weeks, the two people that were really holding this band together, it felt like, because that's half the band really. Split, man. They left. Apparently, after Nick went on a rant about Hobo Johnson being a rapist, which, no matter how much you don't like Hobo Johnson,
Who is Hobo Johnson?
Hobo Johnson is another musician, and there were rape allegations that came out against him. and I believe it had something to do with the troll because he just was not liked when he was on some viral Facebook video. A lot of people just really did not like him. Which, regardless of whether you like his music or not, those allegations are serious, man. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like allegations of any kind are serious.
Oh yeah,
should be taken with if I was accused of something, that would be a very fucking serious thing. It's not like a cute little it's like swatting somebody in a fucking video game.
Yeah.
Hey, I just killed my parents.
Shouts out to everybody watching right now. I really appreciate it. So there's 14 people have come forward. So all 14 people are up on the screen right now. You can see who they are. I ain't gonna fucking list them all off. I want to get to the meat of this, which is what Nick did to these people. That is, we're not focusing on them as much as what Nick's doing. I really don't want to focus on these people because I feel like a lot of these people do want to remain anonymous.
Correct. Yeah.
So here is Evan's testimony. Few recent events and serious threats, I've decided that I can no longer keep quiet about what really happens in McCafferty. Although everyone at times is susceptible to determinantal behavior through fear and anger, when it continuously comes at the expense and safeties of others, I believe that is an issue. I want to let you all know that Nick is not the person who makes himself out to be online and in person. He's aggressive, calculated, and relentless in seeking his own peace of mind through abusing others. He constantly uses a victim mentality when confronted about his behavior and passes the blame to his true victims. Now, this is 6 pages here. So, we're at least gonna go through this one and Wes's, and like I said, there's just so much information to get through.
Is this gonna be posted as a resource somewhere, or is this just on the show?
So, I don't know how much, Is
this like private shit, or?
I was able to get it. I'll put it like this. I was able to get it with a couple of phone calls. At this exact second, because it's literally been 2 hours since I've grabbed this document.
Do you still have both your testicles? Because sometimes you have to give a left nut.
Yeah, right. Dude, I had to give a lot of shit to get this. But, no, I don't know how comfortable I would be putting this. You know what? I'm reading it out. Why wouldn't I give it to him? I'm literally streaming the document to the masses. So, hey, why not? Fuck it. Let's post it at the end of the show here. At the end of the show, I'll post it on the Keith Bolka Show. You guys wanna read this shit for yourselves? You guys don't know where to get it? Hey, I'll post it for you. So, Nick pleaded with me over the phone yesterday to convince Wes's girlfriend to delete a post regarding an allegation made about Nick. So this is like the second time we're hearing about this allegation stuff and pleading. We're starting to get a pattern of what's going on here. Nick gets called out. Nick does everything in his power to get this thing deleted. So one of the big things about Nick as well is that he really likes to use slurs. Slurs against gay people, slurs against black people, any sort of controversial thing you could say, he's going to say it. Which is really sad in that sense of, if you like racist jokes, right? If you like racist jokes or stuff like that, and you just go out to anybody out there in the world and you think they like racist jokes too, that's a really toxic way of thinking. It's toxic, A, because you like racist jokes, but even more so that you think the jokes are so funny that everybody has to like them too. You know what I mean? If somebody goes, no, that's racist, you feel racist and get pissed about it. That's your own fucking fault, bro. You put your fucking hand in the trap there. He also, Nick tried to say that Evan's daughter was going to starve by commandeering the band's money and kicking him out, which there are allegations that he did commandeer that money. As truthful as I don't know. I don't have the information on that right now, but we're already seeing a pattern of him saying he's going to take the money. Basically, he said that he was going to kill Wes. He was going to drive to Ohio and kill fucking Wes, which is like, that's not cool either. You don't say that.
Hey, just shout out to current viewers now. If you're just joining us, we were talking about allegations against
the lead singer,
lead singer frontman of McCafferty, which is a very local to Northeast Ohio, at least local band.
So right now where we're at is we're on Evan's testimony. Like I said, I'll post this later if you guys really want to get super deep into this with all this. I'm kind of gonna give you a brief intro to these people and kind of go through what they talked about in here because if I sit here and talk about all these allegations, we'll be here for a good
Yeah,
4 hours.
which is really staggering. It's not
Yes,
like we don't
also
want to talk
is
about
going
it.
up too. Yeah.
It's just that there's so many things, and this could be like a multi-segment thing that we fucking talk about. We could have a season TV show about everything in this. So it's not to dismiss that we don't have time for it. We have all the time in the world. It's just you know
I
it's
really want
fucked
to
up.
see what happens with this as well. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend too much time on this and maybe half of it was inaccurate or
Right.
something like that. So that's why, like I said, it will be posted later. You guys want to look at it. Uh, here's a good one right here. He has told Wes and I personally that he has domestically assaulted his wife, pinning her against a wall by her throat, participated in animal abuse, dragging his ex-wife's dog onto a street in response to his ex-wife divorcing him. He has sent nude photos to an underage girl while in college and constantly lived in fear that this would resurface during our run during McCafferty professionally. Since attempting to make amends to his fan base for his past homophobic comments, he has time and time again made it clear to me that he has not changed as he constantly uses derogatory slurs towards gay people as an insult during disagreements and conversations. Also saying, saying retard, saying the N word, saying all those things. I feel like if I say the R word with that one, I don't know how to put that right up. But basically, slurs against mentally disabled people, all that stuff, man. There's no barrier for him, it seems like, with even. Because, you know what I mean? You can joke around with your closest friends and stuff like that, but you have a compassion for your closest friends and stuff like that. So if that's what you're calling your closest friends and they're taking it seriously, that's bad. That's so bad. So, he basically ends it by saying, Nick has even threatened legal action against all of us for defamation. So he's already done it. So once again, allegations. Anybody, FBI man watching this, allegations, right? Uh, all the toxic behavior that was mentioned will not stop and will get worse unless it is acted upon. So Wes is pretty short with it. I think Wes said what he had to say. I'd like to take a moment to say I 100% support the recent statement my close friend Evan made containing information about our former bandmate Nick Hardcop. I can attest to Evan's statement. It is very unfortunate the things that Nick has done and said. It is difficult to speak up on these things, and I'm proud of Evan for having the courage to do so. The truth is the truth, and people deserve to be aware. That is all for now. So I think Wes has experienced abuse from him. I don't think he's willing to be as open as Evan is, which is totally okay, which is fine. Personally, as a victim of abuse myself, I get that, dude. I get never wanting to be in that scenario again. So, and now we're gonna go on to Daisy, the manager. As some of you
Have
may
you gotten
know,
to the Reddit shit yet? There's a lot of shit
nope,
on Reddit
yeah,
too.
there's so
There's
much.
so much shit happening, and I'm kind of leafing through it right now because this is the first time I'm reading this information,
Yeah, dude, it is.
and this is
Whew. So
like
we're gonna read Daisy's testament right now, and then we'll go down from here. There's Daisy has some more stuff. Bree, which I believe is a fan that helped them for stuff. Like there's just so much stuff, dude. But anyways, let's get to a couple more here. As some of you may know, my ties to McCafferty were relatively close. I ran their Facebook group, their Studio EP's fundraiser, and was in contact with their frontman, Nick Hartman, for years. In mid-2008, I made a document compiling screenshots and personal testimony after he harassed and threatened me, as I was not as close to him as others, which is why I found myself able to support him when he bounced back later that year, claiming that he was improving himself. It was only sparked after he made a concentrated effort to get back in contact with me, going so far as getting Wes to ask me to unblock him. He called me on the phone as he claimed he couldn't talk through text. The only reason he did this was to manipulate me further and feign an emotional breakdown over the phone because my document was ruining his life. I regret forgiving him. And same thing. Same
Damn.
thing. Evan says. This person is trying to actively hurt people. You know what I mean? He's evil, even going saying Daisy. Daisy also has the original testimony up here. Here is Bree's statement, and just basically, she went up there for like a trial run, and everything was going good until Nick just it was like a switch flipped. You know what I'm saying? It basically he goes, "Hey, Lindsay, my wife fucking hates you," and
What the
I
fuck?
just manipulated her into thinking that Lindsay was insulting her and did all this, and it's just sad. He also, once again, using derogatory slurs, told everybody in the fucking book. She ends by saying, "Fuck Nick. Evan and Wes were nice though."
This is really fucked up. I made it clear that I was uncomfortable around nudity and very seriously asked him not to do that while I was still working on my mental health. And sure enough, during recording, he flashed me by streaking. Like, if you know what kind of triggers people, just don't do that shit around them. You have certain friends that can handle stuff differently.
Or who's this? Who are you on?
This is with Breeze.
Breeze.
Testimony.
Yeah, Breeze.
Sorry, your mic on my end. At least
yeah,
it's a little crackly.
My bad, but yeah, I mean, this guy was.
It's what?
This guy was fucking, doing the old 1920s trench coat, fucking hey, whoop up up up, and running away shit. You know what I mean? Like.
God, when I do that kind of shit, I at least have the decency to tell the person I'm going to do it.
Or it's like three guys and you're in a locker room and you do something real quick with, you know what I mean? It's a situation where it's set up, not like, that's the same as like, hey, you want to get some ice cream in the middle of it? I just like plop my dick on my phone. I'm like, hey, what time is it? My wiener's on.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's so out there in the sense of like beyond allegations, beyond anything. Why the fuck? Why do I want to be around that? Why do I want to support somebody that openly does that? I would feel uncomfortable as fuck around that, I guess is the end of what I'm saying, is what anybody would probably do.
Yeah, I think anybody, even me, I like that shit. I would be like, haha, funny, but like that shit is just insane, dude. Like I would probably be a little bit uncomfortable.
Well, another thing we got here is he also insinuated that Bree was autistic.
Hey, is the stream still going?
Why, what's up? Is it not going for you?
Yeah, could you check it real quick? It's just kind of frozen.
Yay!
And your mic sounds better too.
Really, it might have been something. I don't know. Hold on, let's figure this out here. Are we still good? Oh yeah, we're back. We're good. We're going live, I think. Hold on.
Okay.
I can't hit anything. So I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck's going on now. Let's just keep going through.
Yeah, I think.
Let's just push it because I'm still with you. Yeah. Okay. So you still got it. My bad. If
Jack Johnson, thanks for tuning in, sir.
Yeah. Anybody watching this right now, if there's a bunch of cutouts, if there's a bunch of, if it's getting kind of bad, it's just because we're live. It usually fixes itself up in post. I apologize about that. So what else we got here? There's so much. Like, real quick, without me, like, like right here. Not just trying to stir the pot, but if would Emily still be in his corner if she saw the screenshots from me to him while they were engaged? Okay, so let's get to this. Now let's get to some of the juicier bits, I could say. There's text messages here. So this is just an example of if you still have any bits of defending him using some sort of slur in any way, thinking that it's funny or a joke, or it's like, it's not as bad as how I do it. Here we go. we have Nick basically saying racial, not slurs towards gay people, just out of nowhere. I think he asked permission for it, and
Just out
then
of nowhere.
I think he asked permission. It said won't be cool with using the F word. I don't think. Ha ha ha. So like that person tried to be like, hey, I don't think that's cool, man. And then he's like, well, I'm saying it.
Right.
So and
Dude,
he,
I remember when I was gaming, like way back in the day, I would say shit like that. And then this was like maybe 10 years ago, mind you. I used to talk like that. I was like a little kid and I didn't know what was, if I was saying was hurting people. But like after I learned that, I just stopped saying that shit. You know, it's like, there's so many better words to just use than that. It's just offensive.
damn, dude, reading this is just insane. So here's another one. Here's him just saying sorry, and then when the guy says, "No worries, man, no need to apologize," just the N word, capital letters. There's no defending this. I guess is what I'm saying. If all these allegations are true, if every single bit of this is the truth, there's no defense for this, dude. You had no plan for the future. You know what I mean? You're just somebody who's trying to make the world burn. At this point, it feels like this. It feels like somebody bought a copy of Grand Theft Nick Hard Cop and started just destroying, what seems to be, somebody else's life. It seems like this is what would happen. You know what I mean? If I took control of somebody else's life and I had no rep controls, why not destroy somebody's life? It feels like that's the point you'd go down, is you do just blatant stuff to just like this. You get what I'm saying with that? That makes sense at all? Like how almost unbelievable this all seems. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
I understand why they compiled everything together now. I understand why they've taken all these screenshots and they've done all this, because I don't think most people would believe it without it. I'm a skeptical person myself. So like if I heard all of this in one, I'd be like, one of them's got to be wrong, right? One of them's got to be somebody making
Right.
shit up. But like, man, I mean, here's a group shot picture, which is hard. That's really hard to fake a group shot picture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all these people coming together and saying that. I just can't.
This is nuts. Like, yeah, there has to be a certain amount of truth to all this stuff if it's all coming out in the light. You know, it's like the Harvey Weinstein thing that just happened recently. It's everything starts to come out of the woodwork once one confident and brave soul kind of steps forward. And um, I don't know. We actually there's like evidence here of some blatant manipulation and just bad shit happen in the form of screenshots, and it's really just weird to see because I used to be friends with Nick back in high school, and we like ate lunch together and everything. And it seemed like a pretty normal, alright, goofy kid. And then I'm like, I don't even know if this is the same fucking person, you know?
Yeah. So this was the one I think that disturbed me the most. Uh, which, this is probably the, the raunchiest I'm going to get into this. Which is, so Wes took a picture of his girlfriend sleeping, Brooke, right? Cute to do. So
Right.
Nick took it